Welcome to the program presented by Exploring China, decoding the unresolved mysteries of Chinese history. The mystery of the sword of the King of Yue, rust-free for over 2,000 years. King Goujian of Yue is a renowned figure in Chinese history. His legendary story of sleeping on brushwood and tasting gall has been passed down for generations and even included in textbooks. Indeed, the sword of the King of Yue was the very weapon that accompanied him. This precious sword has survived thousands of years without showing any signs of rust when unearthed. But why? According to historical records, this sword was discovered in 1965 in Jiangling County, Jingzhou City, Hubei Province, within the tomb complex of the Chu State on Mount Wan. It is a bronze sword from the spring and autumn period. The blade bears ancient inscriptions, which have been interpreted to mean the sword of King Goujian of Yue. Since then, it has been hailed as the #1 sword under heaven. This ancient sword is 55.6 centimeters long, with a blade length of 47.2 centimeters, a width of 4.6 centimeters, a hilt length of 8.4 centimeters, and a weight of 857.4 grams. Its design is incredibly intricate and refined. Why has the sword of the King of Yue remained rust-free for over 2,000 years? 1. Unique composition of the sword. As mentioned earlier, the sword of the King of Yue is a bronze sword, meaning its primary component is copper. Among chemical elements, copper is one of the least reactive metals. Unlike iron or aluminum, it does not oxidize easily under normal conditions. If kept in stable conditions, it can maintain its original state indefinitely without rusting. More importantly, the spine of the sword contains a high copper content, making it flexible and resistant to breaking. The blade, however, has a high tin content, which increases hardness and ensures exceptional sharpness. This suggests that over 2,000 years ago, China had already mastered complex metal casting techniques, which is truly remarkable. 2. Airtight burial environment. Another crucial reason the sword remained rust-free is the sealed burial environment. The sword was buried deep underground in a tightly sealed tomb. The tomb chamber was filled with a fine white clay that made the space extremely airtight, allowing little to no air exchange with the outside environment. This near-perfect isolation prevented oxygen from reaching the tomb, preserving the sword in its pristine condition for millennia. 3. Prolonged submersion in groundwater. Lastly, the tomb where the sword was buried remained submerged in groundwater for an extended period, further isolating it from oxygen exposure. As we know from chemistry, rust formation requires two essential conditions: water and oxygen. Without oxygen, metal oxidation is significantly slowed down. Copper, being a relatively inactive metal, simply lacked the necessary conditions to corrode in this environment. Conclusion. The three reasons above provide a convincing explanation for why the sword of the King of Yue has remained rust-free for over 2,000 years. In conclusion, the fact that such a masterpiece was crafted in ancient times and has withstood the test of time without rusting is truly mesmerizing. Of course, what captivates us even more are the legendary historical tales that surround this magnificent sword. Thank you for your interest and support. Please like, subscribe, or comment on the topics you're interested in so I can create more videos in the future.